What's going on, guys? It's Boy Echo, and welcome to a shortest video, hopefully, probably not. I don't even know myself, to be fair. I'm editing this on the fly, but I'm asking you guys at home to choose my career mode team. There's like 9 or 10 teams to choose from, and the way you can vote is just go into the comments, and you'll see 9 or 10 comments from myself, or separate comments, should I say, with the teams on there. So before you do go on and vote, make sure you do watch this video. I'm going to try and keep it short, like less than 5 minutes hopefully. But yeah, without further ado, let's go and have a look at what teams you guys can choose from. So we're going to start off in England. There's going to be 3 teams from each continent, or say continent, from each country. There's going to be England, Spain and Germany. First off, in England we have Leicester City, of course, former Premier League champions back in 2015. Decent start to the season for them. I think, if I remember rightly, they're in 3rd. Recently beat Newcastle United 5-0. They've got some decent players as well. They've got Ricardo Pereira, Kasper Schmeichel, Jamie Vardy, James Maddison, Harvey Barnes, Ndidi and all that, and Pryatt. You know, pretty decent team to start off with. Excuse me for 1 second, guys. Still not over my cough at the moment, which kind of sucks. They're currently not in any European competition. If there are any teams that you do choose from that are in the Champions League, I am going to be changing the Champions League over. If there isn't, I'm just going to leave it as it is. If they're in Europa League, I'm going to leave it as it is as well, because squads haven't been updated, and the Champions League and Europa League group stages haven't been updated. So yeah, 42.5 million. You know, decent amount of money we can use if we want to. An increased transfer thing. Pretty easy objectives, 4-star team, but definitely, you know, probably get them into Europe within the first season, I'd say. Next up, we have West Ham United. What a team they've got at the moment. They've got Haller, who's 83 rated. They've got Pablo Fornals, I think, is 81 rated. Yarmolenko. They've got a few others. I can't remember exactly who they've got. Quite low expectations as well. Of course, at the London Stadium, very nice stadium. They have just over £48.5 million to spend, and like I say, we can use increased transfer budget increase and scout future player. Medium domestic success, continental success is low. Brand exposure is high, of course. You know, they've got to make the money. Financial and youth development is all low, so there's not really too much expectations on them, of course. You know, we want to make them one of the biggest clubs in the world if possible. 4.5-star team, a very decent side. Maybe, you know, Champions League football within the first season. You never know. Next up, we go to the Championship. Now, what I've done is I've chosen 3 teams from each country. And that 2 teams from the top tier, and then 1 team from a lower tier down, to make it a bit of a mini road to glory sort of thing. But as you can see, next up is Fulham. Not a very great season last season. They did have a decent squad, but they couldn't stay up. Could this be the season where we can get them promoted and into the Premier League? 16.5 million. Craven Cottage is still there. Domestic success, you know, critical. So they want us to go up pretty much in the first season by the looks of things. Of course, they reached the Europa League final back in 2013 or 2010, I think it says. Can't see it from here because the screen's a bit smaller. Maybe, you know, taken back to Europa League after a few seasons. You never know. Might be a good one to do. Next, we fly over to Germany for Borussia Dortmund. I think this is going to be one of 2 5-star teams in for your choices. Very good side. The reason why I decided to go to Germany is because all German teams now do have their stadiums in. I think all of them, barring a few like Bayern Munich and the promoted teams from last season. Of course, they're going to want us to, like, you know, qualify for Europe again. They want us to win the league, win cups and that. So it's going to be a bit of a difficult one. 65 million pounds as well to spend, which is a very decent budget. We also as well have the likes of Jadon Sancho. Hummels is back as well. Witsel, Royce, Alcacer and all that. So, you know, could be a decent side to to use, maybe even get to the Champions League final in our first season. You never know. Anything can happen on this game. Next up, we go to RB Leipzig. Of course, their stadium is officially in the game. 57.5, well, just over 57.5 million as well to spend. Not really looking for too many titles, I'm guessing. Maybe qualify for Europe. Could be somewhere. Youth development is quite high, so we are going to have to look at getting on a lot of youth players, which is absolutely fine. You know, that's a good thing. Financial is very low, so you know. Of course, the club's only 10 years old, and you know, I think at the moment they're top of the Bundesliga in real life. I'm not too sure, but you know, RB Leipzig, very decent side. They've got very good players. I think they've got Timo Werner and a few others that I can't think of off the top of my head. Let me know in the comments. But like I say, all teams will be in the comments down below, so make sure you go vote. Just leave a like on them. Now, for the final team in Germany, we're going to go to VfB Stuttgart. They're in the Bundesliga 2. And they have a very, very good side by the looks of things. 3.5 star, so you know, pretty much guaranteed promotion in the first season. 21.5 million as well straight away in the bank. So you know, that'll put up to about 32 million with a 60% increase, which I will be using on any of these teams anyway. You know, very surprised. They're a very, very good side. Surprised they have been, you know, relegated. They do have their stadium in. That's why I've chosen them out of everyone else. There are just a couple of others as well that did have stadiums, but I thought this would be the best one. Yeah, all teams that you're going to see today do have their official stadiums in, so it makes it a bit better. Like I say, just over 21 million does get bumped up a little bit, so can make some decent signings, or maybe just save it until the next season, make some pre-season signings from we know that we're going to get through. Domestic success is high, continental success is low, brand exposure and youth development is both high, and the financial is medium, so they want us to keep an eye on it, probably make sure the wages don't increase by 10% or something. I don't know. Now we fly over to Espania. First team from Spain is Real Betis. 4.5 star team. They have their official stadium in, of course. Only £14 million to spend, so you know, not a lot, but they've got some decent signings. They've got Nabil Fekir now, and I can't remember who else. So it could be a decent signing. Team to start with, sorry, and maybe bring in a couple of good signings. You know, use one of them financial takeovers and whatnot. You know, a lot of middle ground expectations, so domestic success, brand exposure, financial and youth is all medium, and then continental success is low, so I don't think they're actually in Europe. So you know, it'd be a good season to probably qualify for Europa League, or perhaps even the Champions League. It'd be very difficult because it's a very difficult league. Of course, you know, likes of Barcelona, Valencia, Villarreal, it's a very close league. Atletico Madrid, and talking of Atletico Madrid, we could be playing as Atletico Madrid. 5-star team, very, very good side. Of course, they have now lost Griezmann, but they do have the best goalkeeper in the world according to FIFA, and that is Jan Oblak. They've got the likes of Thomas Lemar. They've got João Felix, Diego Costa. Like I say, Griezmann is no longer at the club, so we're gonna have to make do without Griezmann. But you know, we've got João Felix now if we do choose Atletico Madrid. Domestic, continental and brand exposure is all on the critical, so we have to win titles, we have to get there. Financial is low, which, you know, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Don't really care about money. And youth development is medium. You know, they brought in some good young players, and they also have had good young players like David De Gea and whatnot. Maybe, though, Atletico Madrid could be the team that you guys decide to for me to use. But we're going to get into the last one now, and yeah, we'll see what you guys say. So, this is the last team, Malaga CF Club Football. They was noted as back in 2013 as one of the biggest clubs in the world when they was in Europe and the Champions League, and now they've gone downhill. I don't know why, but maybe we can take them back to the top again. They are, by the looks of things, they're expected to go straight up as well, which I'm sure we can do. Just under £9 million in the budget. as well to make transfers. So, you know, we could do one of them things where if we get promoted, use one of the transfer takeovers. As good as that. So yeah, continental success is very low, brand exposure medium, financial and youth development is very high. So could be in for a bit of a long haul on that one. But like I say, it's all up to you guys. There will be 9 comments down below. Just go and like on one of them, or as many as you want, and I will check the comments. Let's say in 24 hours of this video going live, you have 24 hours to vote. I'm not going to touch the voting system. You know, I have I've got one team in mind that I do want to use, but like I say, it's all down to you guys. So yeah, go ahead, vote. And but for now, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this little mini video, say mini video, it's over 10 minutes long. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button. I just want to say as well, thank you for last night. It was absolutely fantastic. You know, couldn't have asked for more, so I appreciate it. But yeah, make sure you go comment, go down below and like one of the comments. If you do have a team that is on here that's not that they want me to use, make sure you put it in the comments. Make sure they do have an actual stadium, and make sure it's like, you know, from one of them 3 countries, so England, Germany or Spain. Make sure as well they've got an actual stadium, and then that can be then I'll make sure I'll pin that one or whatnot, and then people can vote on that one as well. So that's if you've got a team. But for now, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow for the start of one of these career modes. See you guys.